there on Ratcliffe, which I think was a little bit questionable. I mean, it could have been a blindside block. You got to make that call pretty quick.
See if we can get in contact with our sideline guy,
okay.
Ryan, what's going on down there? This defense for Virginia High got a lot of guys holding their hips and wanting to come out of the game. What's going on defensively down there? How are we holding up?
All I can say is it's a dogfight. And it's a wear and tear on your body, and it gets late in the game. Everybody gets tired. They're all wore out. They've been fighting all night.
We'll see if we got a little bit of fight left in us as it's 3rd down and 1. So with that, get back to action here after the timeout. Thank you for that, Ryan. As I'm sure more than anybody, Ryan knows how tiring these Friday nights can get, as he spent many a night under center for the Bearcats. 3rd and short, though, for John Battle, as they'll hand it off straight up the middle, and a nice gap coverage by the Bearcats, but enough on the run to get the first down for John Battle. It's a 3rd down conversion. It'll move the chains with the 3:15 mark here in the 4th period. 20-13, Cats lead it, and John Battle with a fresh set of downs to work with. So we're in crunch time here for Battle, but like we said, they're at a disadvantage because they've got to run off the sideline, but they still have all 3 timeouts.
They do have their full complement, or they've used 1 timeout, so they've got 2 timeouts remaining. Clock down under 3 minutes now. It's going to be well under 3 minutes when they take this snap.
There's a snap inside and a nice play in on the line of scrimmage, as that was
Justin Lewis in on the tackle for the Bearcats.
Lewis on the tackle, and on the carry, Dylan Cunningham, who got stopped up. So Lewis, baseball player, had the highest batting average last year for the state runner-up, Bearcats of Virginia High. Playing some football this year, his senior season.
Clock down to 2.5 minutes remaining. 2nd down and 9 for Battle from their own 33-yard line.
3 down linemen for the Bearcats. 2nd down and 9 from the 33. Snap. Witt drops straight back. A little curl route completed out there, but a nice tackle. 1-on-1 as Austin Davidson spins him to the ground. Austin definitely not the biggest guy on the field, but a sound tackle there. 1-on-1, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 3. Ball's at the 40. They've got to get it to the 43-yard line. John Battle on their own side of the 50, and the clock down under 2 minutes now, 1:57.
Score update right quick. The Vikings have scored to make that 14-14 Tennessee High and Daniel Boone.
1:48 on the clock as it's running. A low snap, fumbled. I don't even think it reached the quarterback. He just had to fall on it, and it'll bring up 4th down. So a tough break there for John Battle as we're down to a minute 37.
Battle going to take a timeout here.
And they'll burn their last timeout, and they have to. Have to get things together. That's a bad break there to have the snap just straight up roll.
Next, Battle's going to have 1 more timeout. That's just their 2nd timeout of the ball game. So they got 1 more left. But this is the ball game coming up. 4th and 2 from their own 40-yard line. A minute 37 remaining in the game, trailing by 7. So the ball game now hinges on 1 play.
And it's going to be a 4th down and about 5 that they're going to have to pick up, which when you're wanting to run the ball, it's a pretty good ways to have to go against the Bearcat defense that have stood up here in the second half. 20-13, Bearcats leading with a minute 37 on the clock, and John Battle's played a heck of a football game tonight regardless. We're not going to say they're beat yet because they're not. They got a 4th down here to try to convert, but you know, they've played well tonight coming off a tough loss to Abingdon. There's still a lot of question marks about this Virginia High team. Even if we survive tonight, there's still some question marks about.
Speaking of Abingdon, while we've got a moment, we'll update that score, and they're starting to stretch that out now over the Gate City Blue Devils. Abingdon 38, Gate City 13, 4th quarter there in Abingdon.
So after the John Battle timeout, the second one of the half, it's 4th down and the game on the line. They have to get it to the 43. Witt in the pistol. They're going to fake the handoff. Cats get inside, nearly sack him. He breaks out
of
that. And rolling out to the right side, he's going to try to close down on him and get a hit on him short of the line of scrimmage. So no first down. I did see a flag come in. So
it's going to be a blindside block again. That's going to be the second time that's been called tonight. This time it's going to be on Bryson Denton of the Trojans. So obviously you decline that penalty here and take over on downs. Let's see.
I think Cooper Gobble really one of the first guys to cut inside there.
Yep, that penalty's
put
declined.
The pressure, and it's Bearcat football on the 40. Make that the 37-yard line. Minute 25 on the clock. John Battle only has 1 timeout. No mistakes here, and Virginia High will be 2-0.
That's it. We can just victory formation. Snap it one time, force them into those timeouts. And, what a game. Now Virginia High is going to take a timeout, however. Discuss their strategy here, make sure everybody's on the same page. Just what you hit on. Don't make any mistakes. Let's get everybody over, talk to them, make sure we're good to go. That's the third penalty of the night on Battle. For the most part, a fairly clean game. So far, only 5 penalties on Virginia High, 3 penalties on John Battle, so just 8 total for the game.
Again, make sure you stay tuned for the post-game show. We're going to have some score updates for you for all of our Southwest District teams and everything we can find from local that we can get to. As we'll have a pretty good post-game show. It'll be even better. Cats get to 2-0 on the year. And got to kill another minute 25 off this clock. It hasn't been easy the first 2 weeks for Coach Chris and the Bearcats, but 2-0 still sounds pretty darn good.
I'm a fan of it. I'm enjoying it. We've seen some good games so far.
We have, and we hope that you've enjoyed our coverage here on Bearcat Radio. Again, this week we're going to have Bearcat Sports Chat on a Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. Around 7 o'clock, we'll get the official timeout on Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter at VHS Bearcat Radio, or look on Facebook, facebook.com/VHS Bearcat Radio. But we're going to try to talk to Coach Chris and a couple of players, get ready for the big VT game.
Yeah, we got to travel 3 miles down the road next week for the big Tennessee High game coming up. 102nd edition of the VT game next Friday. Just a reminder that Tennessee side, so that game will start at 7:30.
Bearcats are going to carry the first to Aaron Rose. He busts outside out near the numbers, breaks one tackle, runs over a man at the 20 and falls forward down to the 12-yard line. What a run by Aaron Rose, close to 20 even on the play, and it takes it to a minute 15 on the clock. This offense wanting to go ahead and keep going to try to put another one on the board, but I don't think Coach Chris is going to try to score late if we can help it, but you never know if a guy breaks loose.
Yeah, what are you to do? Looks like Rose was almost able to take it to the house there. It's going to bring up a BSN first down.
And John Battle takes their last time out. Of course, you never know. You strip a football or something, you might get another chance here with a minute 15 on the clock. But a great finish, at least so far, starting up for the Bearcats here. Some of the fans starting to file out on what has been a stressful night if you're an orange and black fan. And John Battle gave us their best effort as they're getting ready to head back over towards exit 7. But I think 2 teams that played well, and you know what? Thankfully, next week we'll play a team that doesn't wear a shade or a variance of green.
That's right. Yeah, we've dealt with gang green here 2 weeks in a row.
I'm tired of seeing green. If our games are going to be like this, we need. But 2 great games so far, and we've had a little bit of everything in each game. You know, this offense for Virginia High is still lacking the consistency, but we can't say we really were good at it last year because we weren't that consistent last year. It was hit or miss, so maybe try to get a little bit more consistency before we head to the Castle on
But we have
Friday.
shown the ability to be explosive at times, and I like that. You would like to see it be a little more consistent, but you know that Virginia High is capable of the big play at any time. First down, Bearcats.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to take the knee here as both running backs sort of facing Lathrop from the pistol. He'll just take the knee for a loss of about 5 back to the 20-yard line as the clock will continue to roll. As it will be second down and about 15 for the Bearcats. Another thing that we really haven't got to figure out either, you know, we're not the deepest team, but it'd be nice to find a little bit of depth. But when you're only up by a touchdown, you can't really dig and look around. So that's been kind of a hindrance to us that we haven't been ahead by a lot. That, you know, we're getting into where we're getting close to the meat of the schedule here. Of course, Tennessee High will kick off a stretch where we'll play Wise Central, then at Chilhowie. That'll be the first true road test in the state, as this one's kneed back at the 25. And the clock rolls down under 30 seconds, and we'll see if they even get the play clock up and running. And I don't think they will, and they won't. So the Cats won't have to snap it. 30, there's 21 on the game clock, 23 on the play clock, and Coach Christ and the Cats are going to get to 2-0.
And I'll move to 2-0 on the Bearcat Network.
You're undefeated. Ryan Bradley 1-0. So had a good start to tonight's game. We might try to get a coach interview here later on from down on the field since we have the access. We'll see. Cats win it 20-13 over John Battle. Wasn't easy. Battle gave it their best shot, and the Cats able to hang around and throw a few haymakers late to make the difference as Aaron Rose runs for 2 second-half touchdowns, and Virginia High gets to 2-0. John Battle falls to 0-2 here on the 2016 2018 season. Let's take a commercial break. We'll have the Sesco Group Insurance post-game show coming up next here on Bearcat Radio.
Hi, I'm Dustin Lynch. You don't have to listen to country music to know that life can be full of drama. Some of it you just can't control, like your girlfriend running out on you with your best friend. But there's some drama that you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
You just need to take that first step and find free classes near you and start moving towards a brighter future and even your college degree.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ed Council.
In 50 feet, turn left. Why are you driving so slowly?
After a few drinks, I'm taking it slow.
Well, you're not fooling the cop behind you.
What?
Get ready to pay in 0.1 miles.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Follow Bearcat Radio on Twitter with the handle @VHS Bearcat Radio and on Facebook by searching Bearcat Radio for the upcoming broadcast schedule and shows on the flagship stream of Virginia High School Athletics.
When is the best time to talk to your family about staying in touch during a disaster? When floodwaters reach your door? When wildfires are engulfing the edge of your neighborhood? Or an earthquake is destroying buildings? Or is the best time perhaps today? During a disaster, you may not be able to stay in touch with your family or friends as easily as you think. Go to readyvirginia.gov and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by Ready Virginia, FEMA, and the Ad Council.
The crowd dispersing from Gene Malcolm Stadium. The orange and black fans happy, 2-0 after a 20-13 victory for the Virginia High Bearcats on this Week 2 matchup between the Cats and the Trojans. The John Battle side has nothing to hang their heads about. They played a heck of a football game right down to the final whistle. We didn't know which way it was going to go.
Yeah, it was exciting. I think if you're the city of Bristol, you're really happy with this game tonight. Good turnout, excellent football game. Battle bringing plenty of fans over. Virginia High, the stands packed. Both teams together at midfield, congratulating saluting each other, meeting together at midfield, and you like to see that. What a great night for Bristol and a great game. Bearcats pick up the win, go to 2-0 on the season. This their first of 5 straight non-Southwest District games.
Yep, so starting off that stretch with a victory here. Of course, we started earlier than anybody else, so I guess that gives us a little bit of a break. Let's take a look at the game summary. First quarter didn't see any scoring. As we got to the second quarter, we saw our first touchdown. It was a John Battle touchdown at the 8:09 mark in the second quarter. Dylan Cunningham for 3 yards out to make it 7-0 John Battle. Then at 4:22, Jamie Lathrop and the Cats answered on a 14-yard touchdown pass from Jamie to Torian Bizel, and it tied it at 7-7. Then we came around to halftime. Coach Chris was talking about how the offense was starting to click a little bit and make some plays, some deep plays. And then we got to the third quarter. John Battle, a 3-and-out, had to punt it to open up the quarter. They got a 4th down stop on the Bearcats down inside the 10-yard line, but had to punt again. And then Virginia High was able to score at the 6:53 mark in the third on a 20-yard touchdown run from Aaron Rose, one of his 2 on the afternoon. That gave Virginia High a 14-7 lead. At the 1:30 mark, the Bearcats had the ball back again near the end of the third quarter, but of course Stevie Thomas with a fumble on the read option. He fumbled it over there near the John Battle sideline. It put the ball in John Battle's hands inside the 35-yard line at the 34, and they took advantage of it. Judge Schaefer at 11:21 in the fourth quarter for John Battle ran it in from 12 yards out when we flipped the field over near the flagpole side of the Gene. Then on a made field goal, they decided to – we thought it was made. They decided to go for 2, missed the 2-point conversion, and trailed after they scored 14-13. 9:30 to go in the ballgame. Aaron Rose and the Cats answered on a 57-yard touchdown run, a block extra point, set it back to 20-13, and that's where the game finished. But on down the stretch, Austin Davison with a big interception returned it down to the 8-yard line. Of course, it didn't matter. We had a penalty, set us back, and then they had an interception as Jamie Lathrop threw one to Ethan Harwell, and it ended up being sort of a moot point. But it did burn about a minute off the clock, which, late in the game it might have mattered a bit. And then the 4th down stop at 1:25 from 4th and 5. really finished it off for John Battle, and it ends with a victory for the Bearcats here